Welcome students to the lecture on immunology, paper 4. Today we shall be studying the organs of the immune system, where we will restrict ourselves to the secondary lymphoid organ that is called as the MALT, that is mucosal associated lymphoid tissue. The mucous membranes line the major tracts in the body, which include the respiratory tract, the digestive tract, and the urogenital tract. The combined area of all these surfaces is approximately equal to 400 meters square, that is the size of a football ground. And because of the large area, the membranes are the major sites of entry for the pathogens. These most vulnerable membrane surfaces are defended or protected by a group of organized lymphoid tissue, which is collectively called as the mucosal associated lymphoid tissue, that is the MALT. Structurally, MALT can be divided into two types. First is the loose clusters of lymphoid cells, that is the lamina propria of the intestinal villi, and the second is well organized structures like the most familiar ones are the tonsils and the appendix, as well as the Peyer's patches which are found within the submucosal layer of the intestinal lining. The mucosal associated lymphoid tissue plays a major role in the defense of the body, and this is attributed to the very large population of antibody producing plasma cells that are found to be present in the MALT. The total number of plasma cells found in the MALT is comparatively much larger than the sum of the plasma cells that are produced in the spleen, the lymph node, and the bone marrow combined together. The tonsils are nodular structures consisting of a meshwork of reticular cells and fibers that are intermingled with the cells like the lymphocytes, macrophages, granulocytes, as well as the mast cells. The main function of the tonsils is to defend the body against antigens that enter through the nasal and the oroepithelial roots. Within the tonsils, the B cells are organized into follicles and germinal centers. These germinal centers are surrounded by regions showing T cell activity. Depending upon the location of the tonsils, tonsils are classified into three different types: the lingual, palatine, and the pharyngeal tonsils. Lingual tonsils are the tonsils that are located at the base of the tongue just behind the taste buds. Palatine tonsils are the tonsils that are located at the sides of the back of the mouth. Pharyngeal tonsils, that are also referred to as adenoids, are present in the roof of the nasopharynx. The main function of all these tonsils is to protect the body against the antigens that enter via the nasal cavity or the nasal root or the oroepithelial root. The best studied of the mucous membranes is the one that lines the gastrointestinal tract. This tissue contains the Peyer's patches. Peyer's patches are nodules of 30 to 40 lymphoid follicles which lie below the lamina propria in the submucosal layer. The lymphoid follicles have an ability to get activated in response to the antigen. Some of the mucosal epithelial cells that are present in the intestinal lining have an ability to endocytose the antigen from the lumen and transport it to the lamina propria that lies just beneath the epithelial cells. In the lamina propria, the primary follicles get activated. The activated B cells from these follicles migrate to the Peyer's patches in the submucosal layer and convert the primary follicles into the secondary follicles with the germinal centers. In the germinal centers, B cells proliferate and differentiate into the plasma cells. The plasma cells produce antibody. This antibody that is produced by the plasma cells is transported across the submucosal layer to the lamina propria, and from the lamina propria it is exported across the epithelial lining and presented in the lumen, where the antibody has an ability to fight against the invading organism. The amount of antibody that is secreted is very large, and this large amount of antibody forms a paste in the lumen. This paste helps in trapping the antigen and also helps to fight against the antigens. The outermost epithelial layer contains the intraepithelial lymphocytes, which are abbreviated as the IELs. Many of these lymphocytes are of T type or the T lymphocytes. These T lymphocytes express unusual receptors, that is the gamma delta receptors or the gamma delta T cell receptors. These receptors have a very limited diversity for the antigen. This population of T cells is present in the epithelial layers and helps to encounter the antigen that enters through the intestinal mucosal epithelial. But the exact function of these cells is still unknown. The lamina propria lies under the epithelial layer. This lamina propria contains large number of B cells, plasma cells, activated T helper cells and macrophages that are arranged in loose clusters. Sections of the healthy intestine of a healthy child shows that the lamina propria consists of approximately 15,000 lymphoid follicles. The lymphoid follicles that are present in the lamina propria can develop into the secondary follicles with the germinal centers. Below the lamina propria, in the submucosal layer lies the Peyer's patches. These Peyer's patches are nodules of 30 to 40 lymphoid follicles. The lymphoid follicles in the Peyer's patches also have an ability to develop into secondary lymphoid follicles with the germinal centers, like the other lymphoid follicles present in the different sites like the lymph nodes and the spleen. For primary follicles to be converted into the secondary follicles, it is necessary that they should come in contact with the activated cells, right? And these cells are generated by transport of the antigen from the lumen to the lamina propria via the M cells. M cells are specialized cells located at special sites which are referred to as the inductive sites. These are small regions of the mucous membrane that lie over the well-organized lymphoid follicles that are present in the lamina propria. These M cells have an ability to deliver the antigen or transport the antigen from the lumen to the underlying mucus associated lymphoid tissue. The M cells can be differentiated from the other epithelial cells from the structure of the cell. The M cell is a flattened epithelial cells. They lack the microvilli as the other epithelial cells which possess the microvilli in order to increase the area of the lumen of the intestine. The structure of the B cell, M cell is different and possesses a large pocket at the basolateral position, or a deep invagination in the basolateral plasma membrane is present in the M cell. The pockets of the M cell are filled with B cells, and T cells along with the macrophages. The antigen that is present in the lumen is endocytosed in the vesicles of the M cell. These vesicles move from the surface towards the pocket membrane. The vesicles that are transported across the M cell, they fuse with the pocket membrane and deliver the antigen to the clusters of the lymphocytes that are present within the pocket of the M cell. The antigen that is transported across the membrane activates the B lymphocytes that are present in the lymphoid follicles. The activated B cells differentiate into the plasma cells which leave the follicles and secrete the IgA class of antibodies. These antibodies then are transported across the epithelial cells and released into the lumen as the secretory IgA antibody, where it interacts with the antigen and helps to eliminate the antigen from the body. In innate immunity, we have studied that one of the factors of innate immunity is the mucous membrane barrier. This is because the epithelial cells in the mucous membrane are cemented with each other, and thus there are no gaps or spaces through which the antigen can enter into the different tracts. But certain enteric pathogens like certain bacteria and viruses belonging to the species of Salmonella, Vibrio cholerae and the poliovirus have an ability to destroy the M cells once they are trapped in the vesicles of the M cells. They overcome the activity of the M cell, destroy the M cell and make available spaces for the entry of the other organism, thus causing infection in the different tracts of the body. Although a few pathogens can evade the mechanism and enter into the lumen or enter into the different tracts and cause infection, most of the pathogens are prevented from causing infection in the body. Thus, MALT, that is the mucous associated lymphoid tissue, has a major role to defend or protect the body against a number of pathogens that enter into the different tracts. These are some of the references that I have used for my lecture. Thank you.